Billy, talk about the Kennedy Center honors for a second. The Kennedy Center honors, that just happened in 2013. Is that a big deal to you, or do awards mean nothing at this point?
No, it's nice to get an award. That was a special award because it was from my nation, my country.
Right.
Other awards come from the music business or the entertainment industry, and a lot of it is, based around let's cook up a show to give some people awards, and we'll get a bunch of celebrities, and we'll give them a tchotchke, and that's the end of that.
Right. This was more meaningful.
This is from my country, which was very meaningful.
How do you encompass that? I mean, in your brain, that you have achieved a level that your whole nation recognizes your achievement.
Well, I wouldn't say the whole nation.
There were some people who didn't recognize it. Yeah.
Not everybody voted yes.
Did it matter which president gave it to you? Like if Bush, I don't know where you're at politically. I mean, I kind of do, but if Bush came
I would have taken it if Bush was president.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the president is.
Well, it's the nation's president. He was voted into office by the country, and he's our president.
Right. Is it awkward meeting? Do you meet the president beforehand? Do you have what? Take me through that.
I've met our president a couple of times. I think I used to go to the White House when Clinton was the president,
right,
and hang out and talk about music, and that was a lot of fun.
Right.
I didn't go there during the Bush era, but I went during the Obama era.
And when you go there, do these guys, what's the conversation like? It's not political, is it? It's more about music, I guess.
Sometimes, if there's something topical that's going on, and you say, "Hey, don't let them get you down," and he goes, "Oh, they don't bother me."
Will you push an agenda ever, or not?
No. I think because I became a quote celebrity, my political opinion should not influence anybody. Matter of fact, I don't want anybody to think like I think.
But is it mind-blowing to know that you're a treasure to the country?
Hell yeah.
Well,
it's one treasure to another. I mean, I think so.
Don't they usually bury treasure?
Yeah, buried treasure, yeah. The song Captain Jack. There's a couple of songs I want to ask you about, and I'll move over to some audience questions after that. But Captain Jack is about a heroin dealer. Am I correct? Do I have that right?
A drug dealer.
A drug dealer.
Yeah.
And yet, at the time when the song came out, everyone thought you were pro-drug with that song, right? Is that how it worked? Yeah, I think people thought it was...
I thought it was pretty obvious it wasn't pro-drug.
But a lot of people thought it was something like, oh, wow, it's cool, it's about getting high, it's...
because they say smoke your pot, and Jack will get you high tonight.
Yeah. And
no, it's not a pro-drug song.
When you put the word masturbate in that song, do you ever sit there and go, does a record company ever say to you, don't put the word masturbation or masturbate in a song because that will ruin our chances for radio airplay?
No, I have to give Columbia Records a lot of credit. They've never tried to direct anything I've done.
No one ever tried to censor
lyrically, musically, no, never.
Do you like playing that song still?
Captain Jack?
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's long. It's a long song, and by the time I get to the part about the guy in the swimming pool, I'm ready to have it over already.
Really?
But I like the, I like when we get to that part.
Oh, I love that part.
Yeah.
That is very powerful. That is good. And that was a song that you released live. If I have it right, the song became a hit kind of when it went live.
Yeah, we recorded it in Philadelphia before we recorded it on an album.
Right.
There was a Sigma Sound Studio radio concert, and we played Captain Jack. And then it was picked up by a station in Philadelphia. I think it was WMMR.
Right.
And they got so many requests for that song. What's that song? What's that Captain Jack? Who's Billy Joe?
Right.
And they kept playing. And this was back in the days of progressive radio when jocks could spin whatever they wanted.
Did you love radio back then?
I loved it.
Don't you miss that?
I do miss it.
Yeah.
I miss Roscoe and Allison Steele and Scott Muni.
I mean, these guys used to take a record of yours and they just throw it on the turntable. They didn't have to go to a consultant or anything like that.
They played whatever they wanted, and you found this stuff. You heard stuff you'd never hear before.
You know what's really weird? This thing today, this town hall, kind of feels like what they used to do in progressive radio years ago.
Yes,
like
they did.
They'd have an artist, and you'd sit and talk, and you'd play music.
It was much more fun.
Yeah, it really was. This is kind of neat.
Yeah, it was like it took you into this magical kind of night. You could be up in the middle of the night and listen to Scott Muni playing Spooky Tooth.
Right.
Who's Spooky Tooth? But you heard it and you went, hey, I kind of like that. You might not have ever heard it if it had been like a program director's list. So,
hey, Billy, have you ever heard that song by Toad the Wet Sprocket?
I've heard of the band.
For years, I thought they had one hit song, and I thought it was you. That I thought it was your song. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
What was the song?
We spotted the ocean,
Oh, yeah.
the head of the trail.
I still think it's Billy Joel.
Have you ever heard this song?
So far away.
Because my attorney is here.
Somebody told me
689.
this is the place.
No, I haven't heard.
Okay, kill that song. You've never heard that before.
I don't think so.
And every time I hear it on the radio, I said that's a song that I feel some guy heard Billy Joel and kind of made a Billy
Was
Joel
inspired,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
When was it out? When?
I mean, 100 years ago. I don't know.
Might have been me.
It's called Walk on the Ocean. It might have been you under a different name.
Yes.
So Clive Davis hears that, and I'm talking about Captain Jack, not Toad the Wet Sprocket. He hears that, and then that song blows up, right? That's a huge song for you. Because
Yeah,
of
it
that.
became an underground hit, an FM progressive radio hit, underground hit.
And why did you write that song? Because you were saying, "Gee, kids are ruining their lives with heroin." Is that the message?
I was kind of puzzled as to why young, affluent suburban kids would go and score smack or whatever drugs they were scoring from a guy in a housing project.
Right.
It's like, how bad can life be where you got to get, that junked out? A little preachy, your
Right.
mother still makes your bed. It's a little preachy, that song.
Yeah, and you never tried heroin in your
yeah.
personal life. You did try it.
Oh, yeah.
You did. So here you're singing about why would someone try heroin? But you had tried it.
I just tried it once, and there's a song I wrote about it, which that's another misunderstood song.
What is the misunderstood song by heroin?
How's it go? It's called Scandinavian Skies. The sins of Amsterdam were still a recent surprise, and we were flying over Scandinavian skies. We climbed towards the sun, we turned and cursed as one, we pulled the shades and closed our eyes. The Stockholm city lights were slowly starting to rise, and we were strapped against those Scandinavian skies. The landing gear came down and touched the Swedish ground, and we were all so paralyzed. Who could say what was left and where was right? By the way, I could play the blues all night. It goes into these weird chords. It was a heroin trip.
And that sounded like heroin.
Yeah.
It does.
We were in Holland.
Why did you do it?
I wanted to try it.
Did you like it?
It scared the crap out of me.
But you only did it the one time.
I did it one time. I said, well, I want to see what this is like.
Was it because everyone at the time was sort of doing heroin and all all the rock stars were trying it to see, what the hell was going on? I mean, so many guys were doing it.
Well, this was back in the early 70s. No, late 70s, I think.
Right.
You're in Amsterdam, and there's all this stuff going on. It's, let me just try with this. Let me see what this is like.
Do you shoot it or did you just snort it?
I had it given to me.
Yeah, but with a needle.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, and the effect was not pleasing to you? That's what scared you?
No, it got me so high, I didn't know how to deal with it. I said, oh my God, I can see how people can get addicted to this because you just get way out. And you just go to another place, and it's just, and you're into the blues. All you want to hear is the blues. It's cool. You start drooling, and you get sick. I threw up.
You did. So it doesn't sound like a pleasant experience. Really.
No, it was. It scared me, and
That was it. That was enough. Yeah. But at least you got a song out of it, right?
Yes.
Yes. Piano Man.
It was
song.
research. That's what it was.
I have to ask you about the song Piano Man because you say whenever you go to a party or you go somewhere, inevitably a piano player will try to impress you by playing Piano Man. That's the song they play, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Or Just the Way You Are. That one or Just the Way You Are.
Does that annoy you when you walk in a room and you're there, you're at a party, you're at a friend's house, or whatever the hell you are, maybe you're going to somebody's wedding, and the guy starts playing Piano Man? Is it an annoying thing?
No, not at all. I mean, I take it as a compliment.
Right.
It's sort of like, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. The Count and Countess of Birmingham.
Didn't the record company make you cut that song down to 3 minutes and 5 seconds?
We had to edit it. Yeah, it was originally 5 minutes and something.
And why did you have to edit it? Because they wanted a hit song?
To make it a single to get played on Top 40 radio, they have time limits on what they like to play. You know this.
Yes. And you were surprised that this song was a hit, right? It took you by surprise. You didn't know that this would be a hit song.
It's a waltz. Pa, and it's it's about a guy in a piano bar, it's not even a lyric, it's a limerick. John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. He's quick with a joke and a lie that he spoke with somebody's here with a bee. The once with a girl from Nantucket. It's a limerick.
But Billy, it sounds like you're kind of making fun of the song. Like you almost think it's
no.
nonsense.
I think it's a decent song. It doesn't change too much. Now what? Jump an octave. Now what? La 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 di da. Thank God for that part. La la di da da dum dum dum. Now what? And when they play it on a piano as an instrumental, it gets really pointy because it's the same thing over and over and over and over. Hey Billy, how you doing?
But Billy, do you know that Toad the Wet Sprocket's coming out with that song next week? It's unbelievable.
The one that Just the Way You Are, it drives me crazy because the original sheet music was wrong, and these guys who play, they go, and they play two chords here. Wrong. It's a suspension. That's different than. I hate that. And so I got to go over and I got to correct the guy every time I go into a place and he's playing it.
Is that true? You walk over and you say,
I go over and I go wrong.
If you want to learn how to play it, this is the way you do it. Well, from now on, I'll do that. When I go in a room and I hear somebody playing that, I'll object.
Yeah, if you hear... It's just as white as it gets. This is more... a little bit of sourness in it, which I like.
Do you arrange all of your music? Did you produce everything?
Well, I worked with Phil Ramone for a long time. He was a great producer who's gone now, and I miss him very much. He really did the production.
Yeah.
I kind of would suggest what I wanted to hear, and I had some ideas. I didn't know technically how to explain it, but Phil translated it all for me into the technical process. But I arranged most of the stuff, yeah.
Wow.
You know, work with the man to do that.
I thought it was pretty incredible that Paul McCartney said of that song that he wishes he wrote that song. Do you know that he said that?
No.
That's the one song he said.
Really?
That he goes, yeah, I wish I had written that song.
Really?
And you don't know that.
Hey.
I know. But that's a big deal, right? Because you love the Beatles.
He's written so many songs I wish I had written. Wow. I didn't know that.
So that's his song. And yet you kind of, I feel like you kind of think that's such a throwaway song, and yet he looks at that as like the pinnacle of songwriting. Miami 2017 is another song I want to ask you about.
Okay.
And, you know, that to me, the reason I love that song so much, I think it's a brilliant song. But what I like about it is you created an apocalyptical world. Like you just said, hey, this is after a disaster. And you're writing it almost like a science fiction piece, right? Had you ever done that before, where you just created a completely imaginary world like that?
I'm sure there are other songs where parts of it were imaginary,
right,
and fiction, but